Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel for a review on the Hot Toys DX23 deluxe version of Luke Skywalker from Mandalorian Season 2. I'm going to get straight to the fun stuff and just start posing him and using the backdrop diorama. There's already plenty of reviews showing you all the accessories, but this is everything that the deluxe version comes with. Also the backdrop, which I'm going to start using in a few minutes. That's really nice actually, the backdrop. It's got some depth to it. It's really good. So drop a like on this video for me, folks. Help the channel out by doing that. And make sure you are subscribed and follow me on Instagram at DX23. I hope you enjoy the review. Now let's take a look at the figure on the rotating base and we'll just check out his proportions and the overall fit of the outfit. Proportions look really good on him. Got no complaints there, and the outfit for the most part is done extremely well. It's just, with experience, a lot of collectors are very wary of pleather material. And the belt on the figure looks to be pleather. It's more the boots I'm worried about though, because they're quite thin, and yeah, I'm just gonna try and replace those with plastic boots. Have a look on eBay and see what I can find. I mean, I may lose articulation, but just don't want to have to worry about that. So, and they're not the most complicated looking boots. They're pretty much, you know, there's a bit of a heel on them, it seems. Let me get in here a little bit. Okay, yeah, we got a bit of a heel. Not too much in the way of design detail. So it can't be that hard to track down a plastic pair of boots and get them on there somehow. And seeing as it's going to have the cloak on most of the time in my display, even if I can get some plastic boots that are one solid piece and then do my own split cut at the ankle and just try and do it as carefully as possible so that I don't lose articulation. I'm going to see about that in the future, folks, and if I do it, I'll let you know on the channel here. The belt should be okay. I don't know how long for, but like I say, it's more the boots I'm worried about because there's a lot of movement there. This belt ain't going to be getting touched much. A fair few layers there, but he doesn't look puffy. He's not got a fat suit underneath the outfit, so that helps. And there's a little hook there for the lightsaber to attach. Really detailed hair sculpt. Movable eyes, so I haven't touched those yet. Like folks have said already, it's definitely not 100% Mark Hamill, but you can see if they tried to capture that kind of, you know, it's like that technology they do, deep fake or whatever. It's very well done though. It looks quite odd, but very impressive. Amazing skin tones on it, and the hair is amazing. I didn't think I'd like the kind of flat down kind of hairstyle, because I do have the other new Luke over here that I got recently from Empire Strikes Back, and you can swap the hair between these two figures, and I'm probably just going to swap the head as well just for fun. But yeah, proportions and outfit for the most part are very well done. I mean, it is very well done. Like visually it's fantastic, like a 10 out of 10, but it's just with all the experience with pleather, we know that these will just inevitably degrade over time and start to look pretty horrendous. It's a shame. So this was my first ever Luke Skywalker figure. It's the original Kenner Return of the Jedi Luke. I have a whole bunch of these that I just dug out of the loft yesterday, and I'll show you a video on all of those soon. But it's crazy, there's my very first Luke, and here is the most recent Luke with the incredible diorama. It's absolutely stunning. It's going to be so much fun taking pictures. But yeah, it kind of hits hard just thinking I think I was 3 years old when Return of the Jedi came out. That was the one I was around for. I was not born when New Hope came out, or Empire. I don't think I was around for Empire. I was born in 1980, October 31st. But yeah, Return of the Jedi is the one that I remember being around for, and I had the kind of audio tape with the book that you could read as you were listening to it on your headphones, and it was amazing. Crazy seeing these two side by side. Alright, now I've turned the light up feature on the saber on. It's quite nice on this one. In the past it's been pretty weak and it dulls down just after about 2 minutes, but this one, we'll see how it goes. It's a very nice effect. And I've repositioned the eyes on the head sculpt. They were very stiff at first and didn't want to move, so I had to use a bit of force, no pun intended, but got them moving, and it's very handy to be able to move the eyes. They're doing it so much, you know, with all these new releases from Hot Toys, they tend to include the rolling eyeball feature, which is really good. Again, having the backdrop just brings it all to life. As you're moving around the figure, it looks really cinematic. Now, I haven't turned off all the lights in the room. The main ones are still on, I just dimmed them down. But I turned off the LED lamps that I have on the desk for the close range lighting. And this looks amazing. That is really, really cool. It seems to, yeah, the light seems to carry through all the way to the tip. It's very impressive. This looks truly amazing. I was just much closer, zoomed in like here, and I was taking pictures and grabbing some footage, which I thought to myself, I'm just going to have music playing over the top of this. But I just have to say, it's amazing what lighting can do. And this diorama allows you to do some really cool stuff. It just looks so real. Really, really real. And the beautiful kind of depth to the cardboard diorama here. See these two sections that kind of come out? That really helps, because the light's coming from one on this side, kind of at the back. It's kind of bouncing all off the different parts of the diorama, and another light coming from here. And then the secret weapon is the head strap. What was that for? I don't know. I've had it a long time, but that's my little secret weapon for getting eyes to light up. Because when the light's coming from above, it makes something look really cinematic. But you need some light coming from below to catch the eyes. You see, you get that little glint of light. Makes them look like a real dude. And plus, because the hair is a separate piece, there's that separation between the hair and the actual head itself. Creates even more realism. But I'm going to be able to use this beautiful diorama with Darth Vader, Darth Maul, Kylo Ren, other versions of Luke Skywalker, or whatever the hell happens. This is going to be a really handy thing to have. It's absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. I've just noticed the shape of the way it sort of comes in at the bottom there. I can just imagine like a subtle kind of mist just around his kind of legs as this door opened. He's standing there. I haven't even got the hooded cape on yet. I mean, that's going to make him look even more badass, but I'm getting caught up here, folks. This is really, really fun. It's beautiful, very satisfying. Alright, I have got the hooded cloak on, and he looks absolutely incredible. And really scary at the moment, because I rolled the eyes all the way back into his head, which you can do, and you end up with these just white eyes. Like he's been taken over by his father's spirit, I guess. And he's come to lay waste to the child and the Mandalorian and everyone else who dwells within his company. For your end is now. I have come to rid you of your lives, extinguish your flame, eternal, forever rest, the long blink. Now just got imposed like he's stepping into the room, the doors have opened, and instantly he is wielding the Force and the saber. True Jedi Master. The hooded cloak is a beautiful material that hangs really, really nicely. But it does attract a lot of faff out of the air. I don't know, every time I go to adjust something or look at it, I notice another little bit of white speckage I have to keep trying to remove every time I take a picture and stuff, but it is what it is. It's really good quality. There's a wire in the hood so that you can adjust that. Alright, so I've brought in the Dark Trooper here, who is flickering and absolutely screwed up. Luke has absolutely mauled him with the saber and the Force, and it's a really nice addition to an already awesome set. Nice option to have it. Also got the swoosh effect lightsaber installed in the hilt now. I've always liked these, it's a cool idea and it's pretty effective. A pretty wide stance here, but I have to turn up the brightness for you to see that. Good articulation in the ankles. The possibilities are endless for poses and photography. can only do so much in this review, folks, but you can bet I'll be back later on the channel with more on this piece and other Star Wars figures in this diorama, and pose them up and get the lighting nice and show you some cool stuff. Taking a moment to focus on the Dark Trooper torso, top half. You can interchange this with the actual Dark Trooper figures, which is really nice. That's a nice touch. I did see quite a lot of complaints from folks in videos saying they weren't too impressed with the quality of this piece. I mean, visually I'm absolutely fine with it. I love the light up effects. I don't usually go in for that, but this is really well done and it looks fantastic, so I've got no complaints with this piece. I really like the way it looks. There are 3 different settings for the light up feature. You've got this kind of flickering effect, and then a slow kind of pulsing on and off, and then it's just continuously on, full beam if you will. Comes with a nice translucent pole and a nice base. Very cool piece. Alright, and here is Grogu. Got quite a few Grogus now. I got one with my Ahsoka Tano DX and one with my Chrome Mando, and now another one here with Luke Skywalker. He's really nice. It's got movable arms this time and interchangeable hands. Still got a sculpted outfit. Be nice if they gave him a nice material one by now. But they always look good. They're missing the hair on top, but yeah, because it's a DX, I gotta say, it's time to start incorporating little bits of fuzzy hair on the top of his head, especially for a DX release. But yeah, he looks good. They always do. So I've just got him standing with Grogu. It's quite a cute scene. I still really want an R2-D2 1/6 scale figure to stand beside Luke here. I don't really mind if it's the Sideshow version or a Hot Toys version. I've got things to trade. Got plenty of custom Michael Myers head sculpts in 1/6 scale and 1/6 scale custom coveralls for Michael Myers. Some really good stuff, which is probably worth more than an R2-D2 to be honest with you, but I've also got some other bits I can trade, like Hot Toys Black Panther from the Solo film. I was saying that the Nightmare Batman was up for trade, and he still is, but there's a little voice in my head saying I should keep the Nightmare Batman, especially because he's got a custom coat. But still might part with him for a good R2-D2 figure. So let me know if you got one, folks, because I do want an R2-D2 for displaying with Luke here. Here is Luke next to the Hot Toys Chrome Mando. They look great together. Really makes for a cool display. I'm definitely going to have to take some pictures of this angle right here. I'm going to have to come back, folks. I have to grab a picture of that. Alright, I've actually got them in line with each other now, and both figures are not standing on a base, so that is an accurate look at how tall they are next to each other. Alright, so this bit is not a height comparison. I'm just showing you these two Luke Skywalker Hot Toys figures side by side. This one I got very recently and reviewed on the channel. Make sure you check out that review if you haven't done already. But you can interchange the hair pieces. and you could just interchange the whole heads around if you wanted to. But I am going to try swapping the hair between the two head sculpts now. We'll see how it looks. Alright, so that is the two different hair pieces switched around. It's kind of interesting on this one. It makes sense that if he was wearing the helmet with the head kind of piece that goes underneath the helmet, pressing his hair down, it makes sense that it would kind of look like this, possibly. I don't think it looks as good as it did with the original hair. I'm just saying that possibly the helmet would have flattened his hair down a fair bit. But then this one, now that I'm seeing it, and again, could just be the lighting. Also, maybe I haven't pressed it down all the way on. I noticed that it was kind of fighting against his ears a little bit, so I didn't want to push too hard. I will come back to this in a later video and experiment some more. But now that I'm actually seeing it in front of me, I kind of preferred it stock. I just think, yeah, I think they work perfectly for the figures that they're intended for. Still looks really good with the change. Some people may prefer that, but I don't know. I think it was better before. So that is with the Snowspeeder Luke head and hair switched out onto the DX23 body and outfit. It's pretty cool, but again, I think I prefer it the way it's meant to be. And over here I haven't pushed the head all the way down onto the joint, but that is the DX23 head on the Snowspeeder setup. I just think they belong where they're supposed to be, you know. It's a nice little experiment, switching them around and seeing how they look, but I think it's better to leave them stock. But we'll see how it goes in the future. I might mess around, do some more little things and show you, but that's how that looks. Alright folks, I'm going to give you my final thoughts and a score out of 10. I'm really impressed with him. Got Vader behind him, just looming over him. Pretty creepy. Vader's so tall, he doesn't really fit proportion wise in the diorama, unfortunately, even when he's not standing on a base. It's a tall figure, that sideshow Return of the Jedi Vader. May get a Hot Toys one in the future, just for scale reasons, and put this particular one in a different room. You can, well, I was going to say you can never have enough Vader, but 2 should be enough, I think. But once the DX comes out for Vader, and then once the Return of the Jedi version comes out from Hot Toys, we'll have quite a few versions to choose from. So I'm going to take my time. I got this one for now, and I'm really happy with it. But I'll have a good think about it once they're all released. Watch the comparison videos and have some fun and choose another Vader to be possibly with this Luke or some other figures. But back to Luke here, I would give him a 9 out of 10. The reason he's not getting a 10 is because of the pleather boots, which will inevitably over time degrade, as will probably the belt section, but everything else is so top notch. And don't get me wrong, the belt and the boots do look fantastic and they feel really nice, but just from experience, I don't think it's going to end well years down the line. But that's not an absolute guarantee. Sometimes certain figures surprise you, but I won't go through the list because you've already heard it if you're familiar with the channel, but I've had a number of Hot Toys figures with pleather material, jackets and boots, gloves, whatever the case may be. Even here in the UK, where it doesn't get too bad, you know, humidity or heat wise, apart from this summer coming. Apparently we're in for a hell of a summer. But yeah, 9 out of 10. I think the head sculpt is fantastic, the hair sculpt is fantastic, the proportions are great, the body is great, the outfit is done extremely well, the light up feature on the lightsaber is really nice, and the Dark Trooper torso that you get flashes and looks incredible, and the diorama, you know I love that. So, you know, could get a 10, you know, 9.5 is really up there. It's a must get, it's a masterpiece, but I'm just factoring in the pleather materials. But those are my thoughts, folks. Absolutely essential. I mean, Mandalorian season 2 was fantastic, and that was a hell of an episode. Unfortunately, I don't think I was actually watching Mandalorian at the time, or maybe I was, but I was a bit late watching this episode, so I kind of had it spoiled. Unfortunately, on Facebook I saw like a GIF or an image, and I knew, oh man, Luke's back. It would have been cool to see that for the first time with everyone else, not knowing a damn thing about it coming. But yeah, still an amazing scene. Probably the best Luke Skywalker scene ever. Well, that's debatable. You can't really beat the classic films, the original trilogy, but seeing him in such control and just mastering his powers like that, and being such a kind of mirror image to the Rogue One Vader scene at the end, you know, the evil version and then the good version. Two scenes kind of mirroring each other so nicely. Absolutely awesome piece. So yeah, 9.5 out of 10. Basically, if you can get it, do it. It's highly recommended. It's been a lot of fun to review the figure, folks. I hope you've enjoyed the video. There will be more in the future, and we've got the exclusive review for the Sylvester Stallone store Cobra 1/6 scale figure coming very soon, any day now. So make sure you stick around for that on the channel. Alright, drop a like on it, subscribe, follow me on Instagram at D9333. I'll see you soon, folks. Take it easy. Bye bye.